This looks like I've done a really intense side ponytail, or like I've just wandered out of 2007. Oh. Anyway, good morning everyone. It is 5 p.m. Welcome to this week's reading vlog. You know what? Sunday isn't even part of the week. Sunday is like the transition day between the next week and the last week. Weeks end on Saturday night, mainly because usually on Saturday nights I just black out and like that's the end. That's the end of the week. So tomorrow is Monday. The start of a fresh week. So excited. New week, new me, everyone. But seriously this time, watch. This video is the proof. Because if you don't end up seeing this clip in the video, it means it didn't happen and I was too embarrassed and burnt all the evidence. I'm not doing a February TBR. Mainly because I just didn't read the books that half of the books that I said I was going to read in January. I only read two and a half, three. I read 2 books. Miss Peregrine's Home, and I also read Why We Sleep. If you have a messed up sleeping schedule, I would highly recommend that you read this. Let me put on this bullshit light. Oh, I bought this light. Yeah. Why did I buy it? I honestly cannot tell you why I decided to make this purchase, but there are no regrets, so.
Tuesday.
Good morning everyone. It is Tuesday. We're in yellow zone right now, so that means we're allowed to go out again. So we're heading to Desenzano.
Due passi,
which is just walking around. To update you, because I didn't really update you yesterday at all.
No, I have to find a new beanie because this is shit.
Okay, so our goal today is find Matteo a new beanie. That's my beanie. What do you mean? Don't shit talk my beanie.
It's yours?
It's literally my beanie.
Oh, shit.
Reading update. I actually brought my Kindle with me. I don't know why. It's not like I'm gonna read while we're walking around. So I'm reading Getting Things Done by David Allen, I think his name is. I think I'm 43% through. No, the book is just really, really outdated. I'm sure in 2002, this probably blew some like 45-year-old businessman's mind. In 2020, this book really has very little value considering it spends, I've read 40-something% and it has spent at least 40% of the book talking about how to organize your filing cabinet and like everyone needs to buy a label maker. I really don't know who would get much value out of this book other than a businessman from 2002.
But is the book really old?
It was made in 2002. So it's like, I understand. He talks about like what to do when your filing cabinet becomes too full. And it's like, no one has a filing cabinet that's too full nowadays. Everyone has folders on their laptop and you don't have this problem. It spent maybe 3 pages talking about manila folders and like the manila folder filing system, which is just so outdated. To the point where like his organizational advice is that outdated that it's bad advice to give to somebody now to organize their life. It like, I don't think this, but it actually is.
Yeah, but maybe if you read through the lines, you'll find it like the concepts
that's what I thought. I was like, maybe there's some information in here that you can take and translate to modern day, right? But not really. I'm gonna read some more of it later tonight.
I met your sweet smile and it's melting like snow, you know, this shit.
Oh my god.
So first wave
songs.
Yeah, the old songs are mainly about love, like romantic stuff, no?
Yeah.
Everyone in Italy knows his songs
and he's a meme,
and no, they sing them to be like, oh yeah, let's sing them as a meme, but in reality everyone loves the song.
I also just realized I don't have a hair tie. Just bought hair ties yet.
Tutti!
Oh, I have one!
Io voglio regalarti la mia vita. No, let's find a new beanie.
Okay, the hunt for the beanie begins. Each one of us has our own interior clock. Some run fast, or some run more, others less.
I'm gonna rip off all the other pages and I'm just gonna leave my birthday here.
You are the worst type of person. Yes.
Well, they just made a book about me as well.
You're actually the worst. Good morning. It's actually 3 p.m. Oh, it's Wednesday. Okay, look. I'm trying to get better at keeping the weekly vlog going. My battery's about to die. Clearly it's going well. Just wanted to give you a little reading update. I'm on 47% of getting things done. No great changes have happened. Like, it's still kind of the same vibe. This book is really written for like a 45-year-old businessman in 2002. And really, because the amount of times this book has referenced delegating things to your assistant is insane. The book keeps talking about like the breakdown of tasks. There are some things that I feel like are kind of relevant, that are kind of translatable to modern day. Little pieces of advice, like if something takes less than 2 minutes to do, you should do it straight away. Anything that takes longer than 2 minutes, you need to either file it or break it up into smaller actionable pieces or something, or if it's not something that needs to be carried out by yourself, delegate it. Apparently if you don't take low battery warning seriously, the camera will actually die. Unlike me, the camera is not just full of empty threads. So he makes this massive list and like goes into detail about all these different stationery items, like the importance of a label maker, the importance of manila folders, the importance of having a stapler, and like the importance of not being a fucking peasant with a $30 filing cabinet. Post-it notes, like literally a paragraph on post-it notes. And at the end he's like, make sure you leave post-it notes for your assistant so she knows what to do. I'm like, oh, of course. Anyway, now he's about to talk about multitasking, so that will be very interesting. Me and Mateo have been watching The Good Place on Netflix. I don't know if anyone has seen that show. We've been watching it together and I actually am so into it. I'm a big fan. Some of the jokes are really shit and sometimes it gets a little bit boring, but something about the vibe of The Good Place, I'm like addicted to it. It feels like an escape. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. If anyone's seen The Good Place, let me know if you like it or not. But we are gonna watch an episode of The Good Place. We've been watching it in English because the Italian dub is ruining everything, but putting Italian subtitles, so that's fun. I'll show you a clip.
Say me and say Jason Statham, and instead of a cafe, it was, say, a room with a futon and a bunch of Red Bull.
Why is it that every time a new thing is invented, humans immediately try to use it for porn?
Because we're disgusting.
Huh.
You look like someone's nonna, but with a beard.
Too much of a cow to tell me how you feel, which is...
Oh, please.
I can't.
It's 10:20 p.m. I just finished getting things done. Today I actually have been getting things done. So let me tell you about the book. I don't know why I keep holding up the Kindle like I'm holding up the book. I could be holding up anything. I could be holding up Zoo Tycoon. Does anybody remember Zoo Tycoon? Please say yes. I remember playing this all the time when I was a kid, and there would always be like an accident in the zoo where all the cheetahs would get let out. You can go into like in-person mode, so you can run around with all the screaming zoo guests. So much fun. Anyway, getting things done. My general feeling is that it's too outdated to keep up with today's life. It was written in 2002, so can you really blame it? No. Like, it's not a fault on the book. It's not the book's fault that it was published almost 20 years ago. It's not really helpful today, so it's not a book that I would suggest that anyone read today. I feel like it had its moment in time. It was super successful. I think there are still some tips that are useful and can be translated to modern day, but I feel like first of all, it's like half common sense. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it straight away. Common sense. Like, everyone kind of is like, I know, but am I gonna do it? No. What I really want to say about this book here is there are probably other self-help books out there that are more relevant to today that will help you more. Also, the title is a little bit misleading because the book doesn't really teach you or give you any tips or advice on how to get things done. It's really more of an organizational book. 80% of the book is telling you how to organize things. Physical organization as in desk space, how to organize like cabinets and files and things like this, how to organize your in and out tray and stuff like that. I feel like I got to a point where I just started skim reading. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I think I read Manila Folder and Post-it Note 50 times, and it just got to a point where the book was just spewing lists of like stationery items, and I'm like, why am I reading every word on every page? I feel like I'm wasting my time. And everything he was saying was stuff that I was kind of like, I already know. And the rest of it is stuff that I feel like people would just do anyways nowadays. Like, maybe it's just that after 20 years, this sort of organizational advice just becomes common knowledge and common practice, that the things he was talking about were things that I feel like everybody already implements without thinking. Filing systems and stuff like that, I feel like it's things that everybody does as a default anyway. And in modern day, it's not even the most efficient way to organize yourself anymore. I think society has progressed past the need for a book like this to be in everybody's hands. And yeah, about the whole organizational thing, it's a book about organization rather than a book on productivity. I don't know if anyone can relate to this or not, but I'm so good at planning and organizing myself and setting up to-do lists and agendas and things like this. My problem is that I don't follow through with anything. Like, I can plan like a motherfucker. The only sad thing is that I'm not the kind of person that can do my plans justice, because it's the getting myself to follow through and actually complete the tasks that stuffs me up. So I was like, oh, getting things done, maybe that's what I need. It wasn't what I need. It just told me a bunch of things that I already know how to do in a system that works really well for me already. So I want to give it like a 2-star, 1-star, to be perfectly honest with you, but I gave it a 3 stars because it's not the book's fault that it was published in 2002. Normally I'd be like, oh fuck it, if a book's bad, a book's bad, but it wouldn't have been a bad book when it was published. It would have been super useful. So I feel kind of bad giving a book like that a shitty rating just because it doesn't apply anymore. But also, don't read the book, it's a waste of time. So, which brings us to where we are now. We have to pick my next read. So I'm looking at The Power of Habit, which is the book that I said I was going to read next. And I think this may be the book that I wanted getting things done to be. Judging from the description, let me read the description to you guys, okay? What do we think about this? A young woman walks into a laboratory. Over the past 2 years, she has transformed almost every aspect of her life. She has quit smoking, run a marathon, and been promoted at work. The patterns inside her brain, neurologists discover, have fundamentally changed. In The Power of Habit, award-winning New York Times bestselling business reporter Charles takes us to the thrilling edge of scientific discoveries that explain why habits exist and how they can be changed. Along the way, we learn why some people and companies struggle to change despite years of trying, while others seem to remake themselves overnight. We visit laboratories where neuroscientists explore how habits work and where exactly they reside in our brain. At its core, The Power of Habit contains an exhilarating argument: the key to exercising regularly, losing weight, raising exceptional children, becoming more productive, building revolutionary companies and social movements, and achieving success is understanding how habits work. We can transform our business, our communities, and our lives. Sounds very interesting. I'm always in the mood for a good self-help book, so I think I'm going to read this one next, and then I'm going to start reading fiction again after this one, because I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to pick up some more fiction, maybe some YA. I thought I might get started on what is it called? Sarah J. Maas. What? Oh my god, what is her book series called? This is impossible that I'm forget. It's such a famous Throne of Glass. Can you believe that I just forgot the name of that series? Yeah, I was tossing up whether or not I should read Throne of Glass, like I said I was going to last month. I don't know. But I also really want to read some, not even self-help, I want to read a different non-fiction book. I really want to read, what's it called? Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. Or I was going to read maybe Hood Feminism, or another one that's supposed to be really good is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. So I don't know if I want to do like some non-fiction or some trash. There's always room for both. Oh, also Concrete Rose came out. That was on my 2021 anticipated releases. That was one of the books on that list and it came out. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to read The Power of Habit and then after that we'll decide, okay? Maybe I'll do a poll on Instagram and you guys can pick. I might also play some Animal Crossing. A disgusting amount of time traveling has been happening. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm trying to get rid of all my villagers and replace them with the ones that I want. So, what day is it? Okay, so it's Saturday. I'm actually so surprised at myself. I didn't think I would make... Oh, hello. I honestly did not think that I was going to succeed with this reading vlog. And I'm really surprised that I actually read something. Anyway, I'm here to give you my update. All right, The Power of Habit. How's it going? We're on 30%. I love this so far. I really, really do. With getting things done, I feel like in the first 30% of the book, I could already tell that the book was a little bit useless. But this one, I'm already so into it. It's fascinating. It's talking about how companies historically have been able to make a lot of money and become very successful by understanding how habits work, targeting habits within humans. It's so interesting. The one thing I wish this book didn't do, it will start telling a story and then right when it gets to the point, it will like switch to a different example, like a different case study or something like this. And it's so annoying. Like, just tell us the whole story. I just feel like it's not the best way to structure a non-fiction self-help book, to be constantly flip-flopping between examples. I feel like it would drive the point home much more if it just told a story to completion and then moved on to another example. We really don't need cliffhangers in a non-fiction self-help book, right? I feel like we just don't need that. The book basically explains that with every bad habit that we have, there's no such thing as getting rid of a habit. You can only change already existing habits. You can't break them. You can't get rid of a habit. You have to change the habit, because the way habits are kind of created is that we have a cue, a routine, and then a reward at the end. So for people who bite their nails, for example, it would be the cue is they get a feeling in their nails, or they run their fingers across their nails like this and they feel like dead skin, so they want to bite it, or they feel the nail really long, so they want to bite it. They feel this like tension in their nails or something like this. Some kind of cue that prompts people to start biting the nails. In the case study he talked about, most people feel like they have to bite every single nail, and then they feel a sense of like completion at the end of it. They won't feel satisfied until they've bitten every single nail, you know? So the cue is the feeling, the sensation, the boredom or looking at them or whatever. The routine is biting them, and then the reward would be the feeling of completion or like satisfaction that comes afterwards. The only way to break habits is to keep the same cue and the same reward. You have to keep the cue because the cue is what makes you feel like you have to do it. But you have to keep the same reward. But what you can change is the routine. So he gave this lady a card, right? And every time she felt the urge to bite her nail, she had to write check. So that first of all helped her identify what her specific cues were. Those cues helps you understand what the craving is, because every habit has a craving. For example, biting your nails, the craving is the physical sensation in your nails. So a way that you can combat that is you start scratching your arm, you sit on your fingertips, or you start playing with a pen, like you grip a pen really hard, you start tapping your nails like this. Something that physically prevents you from putting the nails in your mouth first of all, but something that also gives your fingertips that physical sensation. Afterwards, when you successfully don't bite your nails, she wrote a tick, which substituted the feeling of completion or satisfaction in her head. I think the first month that this lady did it, bit her nails 3 times, but she did the other thing 7 times. After another month went past, she completely stopped biting her nails and she broke the habit. Or she didn't break the habit, she changed the habit. And that's the moral of the story. No, but I think it's really interesting. I think if you have a little habit like that, like some kind of bad habit, I haven't read enough of the book to fully understand how you would apply this to every single type of habit. The 2 key things that I have understood already is you can't delete habits, you have to change them by using the same cue and the same reward. And also there's a thing called Keystone Habits. I'm probably gonna do another video talking like fully in depth, because I don't know if you guys, like with these vlogs, if you would like to hear more about the actual book in these videos, because it takes up a lot of time in the video. Or if you want to see more of my life and my like everyday kind of thing while I read the book, let me know what kind of balance, because if people don't want to hear me ramble about the book and would like to hear my thoughts in a separate dedicated video, let me know and I'll do that. Just let me know. Just like give me a suggestion in the suggestion box, okay? The suggestion box is the comment section, by the way. Oh yeah, and the other thing, really quickly I want to mention this. The other thing is Keystone Habits, how there will be one type of habit specifically that serves as a base in which all the other positive changes and habits can form off. One really popular example is exercising. People who exercise frequently, more often than not, form other healthy habits as a stem of that. So people who exercise frequently will often change their diet as well to be a healthier diet, or they'll start, I don't know, waking up earlier, being more productive. Like it's kind of like a chain reaction. I had like a brief period in my life earlier in 2020 actually, where I started working out somewhat frequently, and I was actually getting into the gym. I was going consistently. I fixed my diet. My diet had never been better. I was just in general much more productive, healthier person. Couldn't believe it. And then coronavirus happened and the gyms closed. I'm not saying it's coronavirus's fault that I'm a lazy piece of shit now, but that's definitely what I'm saying. It is fascinating. I would recommend it. So far, I would recommend it. I haven't finished the book. We don't know if it's gonna take a turn. I'm really enjoying it so far. I finished The Power of Habit. I'm so proud that I actually finished 2 books in 1 week and filmed an entire vlog in 1 week. What is this progress? What is this character development with myself? Yes, I'm very proud of myself for doing the absolute bare minimum. First of all, I would just like to say, I think it's so funny how I got to like 66% of the book. I thought I still had 40% left of the book to read, and then it ended up just being 40% worth of acknowledgements and appendix, which I always seem to forget that that's a thing in like non-fiction self-help books, or just like non-fiction books in general, I guess. I love that for me. I've now read 4 books this year, and it's only the beginning of February. Oh my god. When I said new year, new me, I meant it. Anyway, before I die, I'm gonna end the vlog here. Oh, final thoughts on the book. It was much better than Getting Things Done. Much more helpful. Obviously they're on 2 different topics, but I think it's interesting. I gave it a 3.5, but I feel like maybe I want to change my rating to 3 because it really did spend a lot of time talking about how habits function within a large corporation or a business, something large scale. It also spent some time talking about social movements like the civil rights movement, and it talked about how weak community ties are crucial in getting people to act. I don't really understand the link between that and habits per se. He was trying to explain how Rosa Parks, it talked all about like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, and how something to do with how like Rosa Parks had a bond with like many different types of people within her community of like all different social standings and all different groups, and that was enough to, I don't really know, like it was something to do with how like, first of all, if a stranger needs help, it's more likely that you won't do it. If you don't know them at all, it's more than likely that you'll say no. If it's a close friend, it's almost like without a doubt you'll go and help them. But the interesting link was people that you have weak bonds with. So if it's like a friend of a friend or like an acquaintance, there's something, I don't really understand how this ties to habits, but I think he was trying to explain how like social habits are a thing and how habits of a community or something. I don't really understand. I don't know if that was a strong argument or not. I don't know exactly the point he was trying to make with the Rosa Parks situation. But one thing I did learn was weak bonds between people are actually extremely crucial with beginning bigger movements. So you're not really likely to go out of your way to help a stranger do something. You are very likely to go out of your way to help a close friend. But the interesting thing is, when it comes to like weak community bonds, that's like the crucial element of sparking bigger change, because while you don't have close bonds with everyone in the community, people have different weak ties to people. It's those bonds that like bridge the gap between different communities that allow movements to grow past one small insular group into like a wider community, because of the like acquaintance bonds between people, or like especially when it comes to something like somebody has been wronged or there's injustice happening. If you find out that like your seamstress who has sewn your dresses for your kids for, you know, all throughout school has been wrongfully put in prison, and there's like a social movement happening because of it, even though she's not a close friend, you are more than likely going to be upset as well and be like, yeah, I'll come and help. And then there's also the thing with like societal pressure. Again, I don't really understand how this is a habit, but something to do with like, if you feel like it's just a given that everyone in your community is going to take part in something, you'll go along with it too. He was trying to say that peer pressure is linked to habits somehow. I don't know. If anyone's read the book and understood that better than me, maybe we can discuss it in the comments. That is it. I have to go. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Again, let me know what type of vlog style you prefer. If you prefer just like more sitting down and talking about the books I'm reading throughout the week as I read more, or if you enjoy seeing more, going out and showing you more of my day and what I'm actually doing. I really do want to know what you guys find interesting and boring, so let me know. That's it. I can't believe I've finished 2 books. I'm so shocked and I'm so excited. I feel like that makes my vlog so much better, because when you actually read, it's a real reading vlog and not just like a Lily C Reads vlog. Let me know what you read this week and what you thought about it, and if any of you guys are getting into self-help, if you'd like to see more videos on self-help books, let me know, because I'm very interested in self-help books. I'm more than happy to read and review them for you guys so that you know which ones are a waste of time and which ones aren't. So bye guys.